Well, my friends, welcome to the lovely Burton Waters complex here in Lincolnshire. Just an update really of the problems. If you've been following this channel, and in particular my 4+2 boat, I had serious issues with the steering. I had a lot of steering slop. There was over 45 degrees play in the steering, which was okay when you was out on the river and maybe at sort of 4 knots or whatever. But when you was going into locks, or if you was coming through the marina, especially, you know, when it was windy, at tick over, I couldn't steer it. It just wouldn't steer in a straight line. So I run that risk of bashing into boats and all sorts of things. So it's just, it was something that I had to address. So number one was to check the complete steering system. Which we found there was some teeth missing on some cogs, which certainly wasn't helping the situation. So I had a new steering system put on, and at best I'm not going to lie, I don't think it actually made any difference whatsoever. I still had a lot of play in the steering. It had to be replaced, but for the wrong reasons, if that makes sense. The actual teeth were worn, so of course it needed to be replaced. It's 30 odd years old, this boat, and with the original steering, so you expect some wear. So whilst it kind of rectified that problem, it didn't rectify the issue that I had of the amount of slop in the steering. So I went over and had a chat with a few lads and asked them if there was anything else that could be done, and I was told that I could have another steering system put on of better quality. But there was no guarantee that that would make any difference. Or I could have a rudder put on the outboard engine, which would give me far more control at slow revs. So I mean, I've never heard of putting a rudder on a bloody outboard engine. It was a bit alien to me, but a few lads that I spoke to recommended it. I'd done some research on the internet, and I didn't really, you know, anybody that had done it, and no one said anything negative about it. So for what it costs, you know, to do, you know, and I done it myself. You know, what it cost, it was a no-brainer, something that I had to try. So let me just show you what I mean. Right, so there it is, the rudder on the outboard. Looks like a bit of aluminium that is just sort of bolted on with some stainless, some nuts and bolts. I did try to get one in black to match the engine a little bit, but wasn't able to. But there you go, quite an ugly looking thing. And when it arrived and I put it on, I thought, well, I don't know, I'm not overly confident that it will make any difference. But as I said before, it was worth a try. Right, so was it worthwhile? You know, a very sort of what looks to me like a very simple piece of kit. You know, I kind of put it on, and I waited to Sunday morning just gone. The marina was reasonably quiet. There wasn't a lot of wind, to be fair, if any, and I thought it's an opportunity to try to park it in various places on various pontoons at low revs, and I have to say it's transformed the steering. The boat has gone from being pretty much, for me, unsteerable to having pretty much full control. I'm not saying it's 100%. I still have a bit of play in the steering, but you know, I can definitely work with that, and it's transformed the way this boat handles, you know, at low revs, especially coming into this marina where there's some very, very expensive boats that you don't want to be crashing into. So we've been out on a few times, and it's sound. It's an investment that I'm glad I made. It looked pretty stupid when I first put it on and weren't sure whether it would work, but really has worked, and I'm quite confident that I can pretty much turn this boat on a sixpence. Be interesting to see what it's like in a bit windier conditions. These fiberglass boats, especially this 4+2 hard top's quite a high boat, you know, the wind really grabs hold of it. But I've done one little thing which I'll show you that has really kind of helped. Low amount of money for once for a boat, but it really helps me, and I'll show you that in a bit. So yeah, money well spent. I've fallen back in love with this boat now, and you know, I just can't wait to go out and explore. So I am going to do my Boston trip. I checked the river up towards sort of Bardney and Lincoln, and I can't see any weed or anything like that. So I'm going to give it a few weeks. I'm try to get some time off work, and that's going to be my first adventure, and I can't wait for that. So let me show you another couple of things that I've done, and all to make this boat ideal for, well, one to being ideal for being off grid, and the other one just to help me with the wind. Meteorologically, wind, not the other type of wind, you know what I mean. So on the bow rail of this boat, I invested in a flag, which looks, number one, it looks pretty smart. It's all stainless steel, and it's got the name of the boat on it, Eliza Lou, and that come from Flea Bay. And it's great because I know exactly where the wind's blowing from. I can tell how it's gusting, and it really helps me when it's blowy, because all my manoeuvres obviously have to be done into the wind rather than the wind up my backside, and that way I have far more control. It's like watching a kestrel hover. It always hovers into the wind and not with the wind up its backside, because it has then no control. So a little investment of about 25 quid that, and it's just stuck there on the bow. Bit of a nuisance at night when you're asleep because you can hear the banging around a little bit, but actually for cruising it's been brilliant. So let me just show you. Very simple device, easy to fit, and again, money well spent. So just by the way that flag is, I know exactly what way the wind is blowing, and that's the way it tends to blow most of the time here at Burton Waters, to be fair. Let me show you a little bit closer. So there you go, very simple, just a couple of nuts and bolts there, just clamped around the bow rail, which is 25mm I think, and yeah, gives me an indication of what the wind's doing. Simple but really effective, and it's really helped me. And finally, I just wanted to share this diesel eater that I've bought off I think it's come off Amazon actually, I'm not sure. It's one of those portable diesel eaters. So it's got the tank inside, and it runs off an app. So once it's fired up, I can just control it from an app on my phone. The exhaust goes in there, and the fuel just goes in the top there. Very simple. brilliant bit of kit. I've had this running at home and it proper kicks out some heat. It's like a suitcase, you know, wheels on the back. Take this anywhere I want, really. So all I'm waiting for now is I've got the exhaust bends that's going to come. So once this is running, the exhaust will come out of here and it will run up to here and out the boat for the exhaust carbon monoxide to escape. And I just need to, although I've got a generator that will live under this floor, if I ever need it, just to stick outside to start, because this obviously will start up while the glow plugs are getting hot. It needs a lot of amps, takes a lot of amps, so I'm just need it wired into my my leisure battery as well. So I'm just waiting for someone to come and do that. And the ducting will, even during the day, you know, if I'm just cruising, I can just have it blowing into the cockpit area, keep nice and warm. But the ducting will be coming round here, and I'll drill, I think it's a 70mm hole in here, and you know, for keeping the cabin nice and warm. And it's something that I can just detach and attach as and when required. Brilliant bit of kit. I'm well chuffed with that. So yeah, I think that come from Amazon. Not sure what it's going to be like on diesel. Just at the minute, can't do anything until it's all wired in properly. That has to be done properly because of the eventually when I'm going to need BSS on that at some point in the next few years. So that's got to be right for safety as well. Right, so there you go. That's an update on the steering. Another job ticked off. Diesel eater. Hopefully it won't be too long before that's all wired and ready to go. You know what it's like on these Canal and River Trust pontoons. Very few of them have electric hookup, and you know, if they do, the chance of you being able to connect is quite slim. That's if they work, of course. So you know, I don't want to be cold, so the diesel eater is brilliant. Sorted out all my running water because I had problems with that, so now I've got running water, so I'm pretty much good to go. So as soon as that diesel eater's wired in, I'm off for my first jolly to Boston, and I'm assuming I can get through the glory hole at Boston. I think I can, and then off we go. So that will probably be the next video. I don't upload too many videos at the moment because I think it's really changed because of the issues with the steering. So like I say, now I'm good to go. So, and if you like the video, please like and subscribe. It does help. And until the next one, safe and happy boating.